Despite having tandem axles, which means a heavier running gear system and chassis, despite having a slide out, the Apex 213 RDS here at Haylett RV, shown here in Summit Edition with the fancy nose cap and a couple interior upgrades, is only 3,850 pounds. This thing weighs a chunk less than 4,000 pounds. Ideal, easy towable AZDEL laminated ultralight for a couple's camping experience for those who are looking to camp nice, but camp small, but camp well. Now, of the many great qualities on the 213 Apex, this is certainly ranking up there in the fact that even with the slide closed, you have easy, comfortable, 100% access to everything in this camper. Every ounce of storage, every ounce of anything, basically. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're going down the road, you want to stop on a long trip, you want to rub some sleep out of your eyes. It doesn't matter if you want to get in there, use the bathroom, I don't care, take a shower on the road, you know, get the road washed off of you. Or if you just need to come in, sit down, grab a bite to eat, you can do that. You don't need the slide in this one. The slide just makes it better. And really what the slide is doing is it sort of gives us the feel of an 8-wide camper in a 7.5 wide camper. And when you open it up, the little camper suddenly doesn't feel so little. It does not have to be a big, deep slide out for it to make a big, deep impact on your camping experience. Now, I've got some wicked backlighting coming in from that rear window, but I do want to point out that all these windows open for airflow. You get some very nice light, some very nice airflow in here. And I am also not using a trick fisheye camera lens. This does have a vaulted ceiling inside. This has an all aluminum structure. We have a 2.5-inch mini vault on the ceiling. And once again, what that just helps for is that open feeling, you know, bigger looking RV experience. Now, obviously in the back here, we could sit down, we could have our neat little, this is a larger 4-person dinette. You just don't usually see them arranged on the rear wall like that. But what's cool here is that we have a couples camper with some pretty respectable guest sleeping capacity. You can fold down that little bifold sofa right there, as well as that dinette, and you can bump up from a 2-person to a 4-person capacity. Now, obviously, those are going to be more grandkids sized, so, you know, plan that accordingly. But what's nice here is we still have, even when that sleeping is all in the folded down position, we still don't block off the camper. And you can even open that bifold hide-a-bed when the slide out is closed and still fully access the camper. This is just a really good model that way, but it also brings a lot of good storage to bear. So starting with the dinette, when you flip the cushions off, now this side over here is not storage. There is, what is it? It's like the power hookup and the cable TV hookup. There are mechanical elements at work under that seating area right there, so they do block that off. But note that under your seating here, even though this is a small, you know, very price-effective segment, we still have nicer plywood construction. We still have nicer pocket-screwed cabinetry with hardwood cabinet doors going on up here. You know, everything that matters is going to be here. Kind of like whether it's our kitchen counter, whether it's this tabletop, it's all a sealed edge press membrane system here. So if you spill a drink or anything, no sweat. And by the way, have you noticed there is neither carpet nor floor vents in the Apex series? They keep these little nanos carpetless here so that, you know, cleaning is just as easy as it possibly could be. Now you've got dual access to the dinette over here. Thank you to the Summit package. You would always be able to lift the dinette cushions to get to the storage, but the Summit package is actually adding a door over here. And something that's a little bit harder for me to try to capture in still photos is this extra storage stand over here and that handy little mini shoe garage, that little clutter cutter right down there, keeping the shoes out of the way. Move, shoes, get out the way. Move, shoe? And there's something in there. I'll work that out on my own time. Never mind, guys. Now, again, it's a more basic series camper, so entertainment on this is on the more simple side. If you choose to add a TV, you got the perfect little spot to do it. You could also add a TV inside if you're so inclined. Now, down here, we have our 12-volt powered Bluetooth radio, and if you decide to get the J Control app for your phone, you can turn your phone into a Bluetooth remote control for it. Now, this doesn't have a dedicated command center, like switch panel, but notice how all your switches are over here, up out of the way, so that the grandkids can't really, you know, mess with stuff that they shouldn't be messing with. We've got more of that handy counter space, but something else I want to point up here, a couple really key factors. Keen eye people are going to note that there is not a stovetop vent hood above that cooktop. And they're going to say, these idiots cut a corner and I caught them. Well, they actually went about it a different, smarter way, and they made one thing do two things, because above the area here, you have a power vent fan that is kind of doubling as a kitchen skylight. So you do have a heat exhaust fan, and remember that with that vaulted roof, it will be organically inclined to capture heat at the top of the RV, which is where that vent is located, which is where the fan is located. It will do a very good job of exhausting that heat. So by getting rid of the vent hood, as well as moving the microwave below the countertop level, because you notice the microwave is not mounted up high, where it's going to be a little more likely to possibly spill soup down your arm. You know, liquid hot stuff is dangerous when it's really up high. Well, that gave them the ability to make the RV look and feel bigger, as well as give you a bigger kitchen cross breeze window right there. Now, we've got a smaller camper here, but we've actually got some respectable countertop space. I love that open chunk of space, and hey, wouldn't you know it, we've got power outlets where they're easy to get to for appliances. Now, down below, that extra drawer there is once again compliments of the Summit package that would not be present in a non-Summit Apex Nano, but it gives you a great place for your silverware. Meanwhile, you still have good cabinet space down here, and again, that easy reach microwave down where you can get to it, you know, so that God forbid you do spill something, you got a carpetless floor, it's easy to clean up, and you're less likely to get burned by it. From there, I want to take note of the full 6 cubic foot 2-door fridge freezer. So you do get a full-size fridge in a little camper and a full-size air conditioner to make this thing, you know, turn into like an ice box if you needed to. You could probably hang a rack of meat in the bathroom that we're about to look at if you needed to. Now, the bath area, always accessible in transit again. They made this as big as they should. They made sure they didn't make anything overly large to make the camper too large, too heavy, too expensive. And kind of like everything else in the RV, it was very carefully measured out. You know, it's kind of the difference between cooking and baking. Cooking is very fluid. Cooking, you can just kind of spice things up and make it to your taste. Baking is very specific. It's precise. It's like science. And this is a camper that was baked, not cooked. So we can pull our curtain out of the way here. We've got a power vent fan in the bathroom as well as the full shower here. Now the Apex Nano series, you will note, obviously does not have shower wall surround paneling. All that means, guys, is that when you take a shower, you take your towel when you're done, you go like that. You just wipe down the wall panel real quick and it'll be fine. And there are people who have been camping in RVs for 30 plus years like that, doing just fine. As long as you take that 1 5-second step, you're gonna be okay. Now the bedroom up here, even though it doesn't have a hard closing door, it does feel like a full private bedroom because you have to kind of go through this miniature hallway. So I think just organically, anybody who happens to step into your camper, they understand that this is where their space stops and your space starts, and they know that they should stay out of here. Now we do still have dual hanging closets. You know that the Summit package giving us that front window also makes this feel not so small, but of course we have that privacy shade there and a full overhead cabinet, not just a little overhead shelf. And again, if you are inclined, you could easily throw a TV against the wall here. Now this is the Camp Queen. This is a camper made small by design, but you do have enough room here. You have a choice. If you're not tall like me, you can stick with the Camp Queen and you can walk around the bed with ease. If you're tall like me, and you hate the idea of your feet maybe hanging off the bed, some people do, some people don't, everyone's different, well, you could put a true residential queen in here at the sacrifice of walk-around ability. So you always have that choice here in little Apex 213 at Haylett RV. Back outside, we are once again greeted by that just beautiful nose cap with that automotive inset windshield right there. And that is a windshield as part of the Summit package. You can tap on it, please do so gently. It sounds like with your keys or something, and it you can hear that it sounds different from the side windows. It's literally just a windshield like you might have in your car, installed effectively the same way. One of the questions people have with campers is, yeah, but can't rocks hit that thing? And first of all, the reason that diamond plates are down low like this is because that's where the vast majority of stones are inclined to ding a camper. But secondly, occasionally, yeah, maybe it'll hit the front there, stone might, but doesn't that happen on your car too? And you don't drive every single day in your car worried about the windshield cracking. It's just one of those things that could fluke happen. That's why we have insurance, guys. I hope you never need it, though. So, This is a 7.5 foot wide body. It's a narrow body camper. And there are not many brands building narrow bodies on tandem axles. And these are some of the most highly comfortably towable RVs out there for a few reasons. So first of all, the narrow body will reduce headwinds. It'll make this thing tow more easily because there's just physically less of it sticking out, catching wind like a sailboat off the side of your vehicle. And that also means it's easier to see around, although I do always still recommend you get tow extension mirrors with something like this. Secondly, smooth skin has less surface area, ergo less wind resistance, than a conventionally constructed trailer like one of these. These are less expensive, and that's fine if that's what you're looking for. Now, structurally, this is not built any better than this. It's just the fact that this has less stress on it from the wind pulling on it. There's less surface area. It makes a huge, huge difference. When your speed doubles, your wind resistance squares, ladies and gentlemen. There's a nerd fact from your Uncle Josh. So, the other thing is tandem axles, as compared to a single axle, they are less inclined to get all squirrely and wiggly and wavy and out of control on you. Now, your baggage doors here, they are magnet holdbacks, as you can see, and we do have a full protected piano hinge on this. And once again, that's what's kind of nice about these, is that it's simple where it could be, fancy where it should be, but smart all over. And the idea there is, you know, intelligent design, intelligent camping, intelligent, you know, purchase and investment. Full black tank flush and outside utility shower next to your dump station here. And then your water hookups are just on the other side of the slide out, or not water, but your electrical hookups are on the other side of the slide. So I kind of like that they separated the water and the electric stuff. Not that I think that's a big deal, but just conceptually I like the idea of that. You will note all windows open for airflow. All windows are tinted to keep the nosy neighbors and the sun out to keep this camper comfortable. Now, this RV, something I should have talked about sooner here. This has AZDEL layering under the fiberglass of the sidewalls. AZDEL, if you're not familiar with it, is one of the ways that they're able to keep this thing only 3,850 pounds despite its size and with a slide out. It is a wood substitute. It is lighter weight, doesn't rot, mold, mildew. Those are the primary benefits of it, but it does have a slightly better rate of heat resistance, as well as a little bit of noise reduction. So, hey, that's all good. You see the extended downspouts coming off that roof. Now, with non-centralized air, this actually has a more walkable roof than the bigger brother Apexes with a central ducted system, because it doesn't have air channels basically carved through the roof structure itself. All aluminum skeleton laminated roof, walls, and floor gives this thing lightweight but great longevity. But no camping trip is complete without popping out that awning, and that is one of the things that the 213 does pretty well, actually. It's got a very respectable awning space. I like that the awning clearly covers the entry door, so that on those drizzly, rainy days, you don't have, like, sometimes when the awning arms are right next to the door, as a person that goes camping, I know that a little bit of rain will kind of spritz and sputter off of it, and, you know, you don't want that kind of hitting you in your face, getting on your arm right when you walk in. It's just one of those annoying things. Now, we do have two things going on with the awning arms here. They are both tilt and lock, so that you can, you know, crank them a little bit on a rainy day. They also have an auto rain dump feature, so if you don't want to deal with that, if it is raining enough that the organic runoff of the water isn't sufficient, it'll drop one side on its own with the pressure on that gas strut, spill off water, then raise itself back up. Pretty smart, pretty handy. The double entry step and the bigger handle right here for the entry door is a nice feature on a smaller, more basic camper. But then again, these guys are camping done right. Small camping done right. That is absolutely the best way I can describe them. Now you see we've got a couple different lighting systems going on under the awning. They used to have a full blue LED underlight on the awning. And people said, you know, I feel like maybe I'm in a little bit of a discotheque over here. And they said, you know what if we soften that up? We'll give them a normal white awning light, because it doesn't cost any more, any less. But if people are trying to get that neat little fun glow, you still have these awnings, or the speaker lights over here. And at night, it really lights up. It really lights this whole area up over here to a pretty extreme degree. Now, we've got a great front storage compartment up here. What I like about it is how wide it is, and how wide it is on both sides. So if you've got those nice big totes, or if you have some good folding chairs instead of just bag chairs, you can still bring them along in this little Apex Nano. You don't necessarily have to get up to like the Big Brother Freedom Express to do it. Now this switch right here is for our nose lights, but before we get there, a little camper like this, and this is a pretty good off-grid camper with its bigger propane tanks from what you normally find at this class, or pardon me, bigger holding tanks for what you normally find at this class and price point. And that little solar prep plug, you can put in a portable panel to get some sunshine, keeping the batteries topped off. And hey, look at that, we got plenty of room to put it in here. But once again, just a handy little blue LED accent light under that windshield there, just to kind of give it a little bit of color, character, shape, flair, fun. And once again, I am very impressed with, in that Summit package, just how sharp, how progressive, how transformative that has really been on these small Apexes. They've taken a great small camper and they've made it feel pretty space age without losing the heart and soul of what made these guys very successful and very good at what they do. So whether it's hitching pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything between, we do it all at Haylett RV, so you don't have to. I'm sorry, we don't do everything. We don't do hidden dealer fees. That's what we don't do. So take care, stay safe, have fun. Happy camping, everyone. And remember, you don't have to be close to Haylett RV to do business with Haylett RV. These things are on wheels. We can send them anywhere, man.